Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. I just came across a post of a former worker for Shepherd Bushiri, who happens to be working in the studio for Bushiri. And this is one guy that was probably very close to Shepherd Bushiri. This guy has come out testifying and confessing and promising that, listen, I've been living this dirty life with Shepherd Bushiri. And when every time I look back or every time I have flashbacks of the things I did for and with Shepherd Bushiri, I have recently lost my peace. I'm no longer the same person that I was before I met Shepherd Bushiri. And now he has come promising that he's going to do an expose. Not an expose per se, but he's going to come and tell his story, which is based on the experiences and things that he did for Shepherd Bushiri. My brother, I want to applaud you. My brother, I want to congratulate you if you really mean what you mean to say you will do. Because most of people, they come and use this as a way to get money from these charlatans, as a way of threatening these charlatans to give them money. But let me tell you, my brother, I have had money from charlatans. I have ate money that comes from charlatans. Money that you can ever think of. Any amount that you can ever think of. That money is useless. That money is diabolic. That money comes today, tomorrow it's gone. They can bring you 1 million, 2 million rands today, but believe you me, that money won't do anything for you. It will just evaporate into thin air like a smoke. Money is spiritual. Let me give you this lecture before the offers start coming, if your claims are actually authentic or they are legit. Money is spiritual. If you don't work for it, if you don't exchange value to get it, no matter which other way that you can get it, it will never last. That's why you see robbers, thieves, they have never built anything of value or anything of significance because they've tried to cut the shortcuts. They've tried to take in shortcuts into getting money. That's why you see prostitutes. They never build anything of value, of relevance, because they are using the wrong approaches to get money. The only way you attract money in an economy of this nature is by creating value. You are a very hardworking man. I saw some of the work that you have been doing. Make that your source of income. Take no money from these charlatans. It's blood money. It will never build anything solid for you. The cases that you think you're going through right now, the flashbacks and the guilty that you're feeling right now is far much better than the guilty that you feel once you start eating their money. So back to the story. This guy is saying that he wants to come and expose and talk about the things that he went through with Bushiri, which is a very good thing. Remember, I once told you before we started the Enlightenment series that I might not be the one that will shed the light to the world. I might not be the one that will bring the revolution that we expect to bring to the body of Christ. But I'll spark the minds that will actually bring the fight forward. 2022 is the year whereby we say false prophets must come to an end. 2022 is the year that we deconstruct the evil structures that have been placed amongst us in the body of Christ by these jackals and these charlatans. 2022 is the year where we declare war to all the charlatans, to all the prophets and all the jackals that are masquerading as servants of Christ. Bushiri is one of them, one of the biggest charlatans in the body of Christ. And if we can have people like this that actually have first-hand information, people like this that have actually worked with this charlatan called Shepherd Bushiri coming out to say, listen, we want to tell our stories. We want to give light to the body of Christ. What you're doing, my brother, it's not only going to free you, but it's going to free many souls. There are so many gullibles in Bushiri's church, in ECG right now, that don't know what happens in the inner circle, that have no idea, no clue of how devilish and evil this young man called Bushiri is. How devilish and evil these charlatans, these prophets, and these pastors are. And the reason why they don't have an idea is because they've never had the privilege of having that proximity to these jackals. To people like you and me, we understand them, we know them because we've been on the same table with them, we've ate with them, we've walked with them, we've observed them from an arm's length. And we know the things that they do behind closed curtains, but they've always been shielded and protected by the ignorance of their followers, because their followers are kept captives of their own ignorance. The only thing that they know is to defend them. Yet none of them don't even have the phone number of their papas. They are kept at a distance. None of them, if you can check all the fighters of these charlatans, none of them have a single picture with these false prophets. They don't. They've just been kept at a distance as their defense line, as their defense mechanisms once they do all the evil and the debt behind the curtains. And when they come on the screens, they pretend to be humble, holy, and true servants of God. And they sell that image. And the gullibles believe. So it's a good thing when we actually have the people in the inner circle like you coming out to say, listen, let me tell you, at least with you, they can relate. We've seen this guy. You have pictures with the guy. And these pictures are not accidental. These are pictures that show that you have been working together, you have been together, you have been doing things together. Now, my brother, I just want to give you a heads up. An offer might come. An offer will definitely come if whatever that you're saying is legit. My brother, don't take it. And my brother, if you're doing this to seek attention or to just try to provoke Bushiri or anyone in the ECG community so that they give you attention and give you the money that you're probably wanting to get from them, my brother, don't go for it. But whatever the case may be, believe you me, we are not really worried about what will be your next step henceforth until the day that you have promised to bring the V11s, to bring the evidence of your engagement or to bring your confession about your involvement with Shepherd Bushiri. But what really cuts deep for me, what really evens out everything for me is the fact that you had the courage to just give us a glimpse that this man is diabolic. This man is not who he says he is. And in your post, I could actually read. You said what pains you the most is the fact that you can see that there are other people that are still carrying on doing the things that you used to do, the things that are not giving you peace today, the things that you think about every day, and you wake up at night. That's the center of the whole essay that you wrote that really moved me. That there are still other people that are still being used the same way you were used. My brother, this is the time to set captives free, and it's a responsibility to everyone. You bringing out this confession, you are merely doing it for yourself. You're doing it for other vulnerable souls, other vulnerable individuals that actually believe that Bushiri is a true man of God. My brother, I want to say all the best, and I'm really looking forward to hear what you have to say. Don't come tomorrow and say your account was hacked. We know, man. No one will ever hack your account. I hope you will not come up with that storyline. You'll be like, no, my account was hacked. Someone took. Come on, my brother. That story is not going to sell. But be that as it may, no one is going to hold a gun to you to do anything that is right or anything that is noble. But I just do hope that your conscience is not for sale. I just do hope that you don't have a price tag. Because, my brother, once you sell your conscience, you have become a prisoner to whoever that you have sold it to. Once you live a life with the price tag, you have lost the value of a man that you are. Don't be like the Solomons that actually run this whole expose series so that they can take money from people that they threaten, so that they can extort money from the people that they intend to expose. My brother, free the spirits. But the fact that you've told us that you did things, for me, it's enough, even if you don't go ahead with the expose. The fact that you have given us a glimpse that you did something, it evens out for us. And to those that have ears and those that can read in between the lines, you can tell that this guy, when he wrote this status, when he wrote this post, he meant it. He meant everything that he said. Even though there might be things that will try to distract him from coming out and tell his story. One thing I want to tell you about exposing charlatans and why you should never be afraid to expose these charlatans and these jackals. If you are a victim of these jackals and you're afraid to come out to tell your story, you are running the biggest risk. Because to them, you remain the most dangerous risk. Unlike people like us who come out and talk, they can't touch us because we are now in the public eye. It's going to become obvious. But to people like you now who have what you have and they know that you know what you know, you are running the highest risk that they can take you out. They can make you disappear and no one will ever know, no one will ever care. But if you come out right now, you're a victim of Bushiri and tell your story as it is, he will never touch you. Because if he does, it's going to be obvious that it's him. So come out in your numbers, people. Tell your stories. Let the world know. They'll never do anything to you. They are harmless, these jackals. They are not of any, superiority or any, monstrous, or they have this power that they have, supernatural dark powers that they can use for you in your sleep, or that they can send to you, or mafias that can come and take you out. They are not who they claim to be. They are just barking dogs, and barking dogs seldom bite. Come out, tell your stories, free other people and free yourselves. Keeping your story to yourself is only going to eat you up. And when it eats you up, you're not going to have peace for the longest time of your life. So I want you to listen to the post that the guy made, so that you can relate to the story, and we can look forward and wait for him to come out and tell his story as he claims, as he proclaims, so that we can help the body of Christ, be relieved from these jackals. Because 2022 is the year, and 2022 is the time to set the captives free. And when people start coming out like this, I feel happy, I feel excited. Like I told you, I might not be the one that will bring freedom to the body of Christ, but I'll spark the minds that will. I will transfer the confidence, the radicality, and the braveness to other young soldiers that are out there that will take this battle forward. Let's fight them until they're out of the picture. We don't need them. These are scavengers. These are dangerous. These are cancers, viruses in the body of Christ that we need to deal with once and for all. And if we come together, stand together, and fight together, we'll get them out of the map just like that. Because without them, without us, they are nothing. Without you, they are nothing. Leave them in their small circles and isolations. Don't stop giving them your money. So listen to the letter, to the post that the guy made, the guy called Amos Mlolowa. So he said, my experience working for Shepherd Bushiri, introduction, part 1, it is written. Part 2 is going to be a video. And he goes on to say, Bob Marley said, the greatest wealth of a man is life, not money. It is true. In the year 2016, I was offered a job by Major Prophet Shepherd Bushiri of Enlightened Christian Gathering Church after he had recorded a number of songs at my studio in Blantyre. I moved to settle in Pretoria and work in his studio, Major One Records. Well, I accepted considering the fact that the job was well paying and my life had changed indeed. I stayed there for 4 years. Our relationship grew deeper. He trusted and began to ask me to do other jobs that were a bit extreme in nature, like other Malawian young men who were also there working for him and being extremely loyal to him, knowing he was independently our dependency in South Africa. I had no choice but to do as he wished. It got so hard that I ended up very sick. I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder, which led to my decision to return home in Malawi and leave other young men of Malawian origin doing the things too. To cut the long story short, I have done things that now keep me awake many nights long after I have done them for his sake, Bushiri. In mind knowing and feeling that he is my spiritual father, as we called him, Papa, and he called us his sons. It is a battle that I have been fighting in my mind. The things that I did have robbed me of my peace. My conscience won't allow me to continue like this anymore and watch others continue repeating the things we did or else were. It's time to be free and free indeed. The truth shall set you free, says the Bible. To be free indeed, I have to come out and make peace with myself and those I have wronged too. This Monday, 1900 hours, I start publishing my confessions and evidence from my South African written diary and media vault of the jobs I was involved in. Colonel H. Hitchcock said, freedom is not free. I now understand. I must pay the truth to be free indeed. Zonze zimata. Mulungu amakulukuluka. Oh, that is a well-articulated post. And my brother, listen, we are behind you, fully behind you, in support of you. Just don't sell your conscience to the devil. Just don't have a price tag for this thing that you have started. Of course, Bushiri followers will fight you. They'll bring so many stories. No, you're a thief. No, you did this. That's why the reason why you were sacked. That's the reason why you were expelled. That's the reason why you were fired. My brother, forget about all that. Just bring the story. Just tell us your testimony. We want to know. We want to learn. We want the body of Christ to learn. We want the Enlightenment series to go on. You have a responsibility, my brother, a big one. And we expect you and look forward that you uphold it. Christ is bigger than Bushiri. Serving God is bigger than Bushiri. In enlightening the body of Christ, you're doing greater service than those that are speaking in tongues and those that are kneeling and receiving impartation from Chupiliro Gama. My brother, be safe, take care, don't be afraid. Put on the armor of confidence, bravery. Don't be shaken. They won't do nothing to you. You have our support. Anything happens to you, my brother will take this war even further. So peace. Until I meet you again on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. If you are a victim also, this is the time. Rise up. Tell your story. Let's expose them. What are you waiting for? Let's do it. I'm out.